Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to SevTech Ages. Now I'm actually I'm going to do just a little snippet here, and this is a bit before I intended to start recording. You may have noticed I'm wearing full Valentine armor. I actually just got this stuff crafted, and this does give us like 4 of the protection bars. You can't see them, they're behind the decay there, but it does give us 4 shield bars as well. And I've got all of these socketed out with green gems. So we have that chance for absorption. And then, of course, in here we also have a Valentine Sword, which I'm not currently using at the moment. But I'm going to try maybe to limit my usage of that so I don't have to deal with the, the coding and everything too often. And for general purpose, it's not necessarily needed, I don't feel like. But, oh, I've got another green middle gem in here. I did not realize. I am up to 11 deaths. You'll notice I'm on the server. There's a ton of people on right now. 8 people on at the moment. So there you go. There's the list. But anyways, I did die 3 more times last night. One time was because I was semi-AFK-ish. My attention wasn't on the screen, and I was doing some editing while I was while I was mining, and I was up on like a little platform, and a white possessed a hag down below me, and it killed me with magic. I turned over right in time to pretty much see myself die. So yeah, there was that, and then I died twice more just from bad stuff on my part. Basically, all 3 deaths, I was kind of starting to get tired, and I really shouldn't have been in the Betweenlands when I was tired. It was just silly deaths. Like, I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't pillaring up for hags, and I wasn't reacting as quick as I should have been. But so we do have 11 deaths in total now. So sad day. Sad day. But what I wanted to do real quick is I want to make the Animator, because while I was down there, I actually got 3 of the item scrolls that we were looking for. And I got lucky, and 2 of those came out of the same pot, and those all came out of the little ruins down there. So I'm hoping that we get something good out of these. The Animator is just weedwood. It also takes a white's heart, which is pretty much like an ender pearl drop rate from whites. It's not terribly uncommon. I actually have a couple of them in here. I have 2. Not super common, but common enough. And then we're going to need some between stone. And let's get ourselves our Animator. And we'll just throw this thing down, like, right back here. And then what we can do, we can put our item scrolls into there. And then we're also going to need, what is it, sulfur and life crystal? Yes. Okay. And this is one of the things I wanted this life crystal for. We can also use this for repairing stuff, which I'm sure we'll be doing before too long. If you look at the Animator, you can use life crystals to repair your armor and your weapons from Betweenlands. It does require a little bit of sulfur, and the percentage of the life crystal is based on the amount of durability that it has to restore. Let's see, I've got sulfur right here. We'll throw in a bit of sulfur, and we'll get this thing running. And it's going to take a second. You can see this little bar right here is steadily filling up. It's going to take a little while. And basically, it's having to do 1 operation per sulfur that it's consuming. And also, it's going to be longer. It's going to take more sulfur. It's going to take longer if you're repairing like heavily damaged equipment and stuff like that. But I do like this repair system a lot more than the anvil system. From vanilla Minecraft, I love this system. And, it's not dependent on XP with increasing amounts the more you repair it and stuff like that. It's not going to consume more life crystal. Even if you repair a Valentine chestplate 1 time or 100 times, it's going to be the same regardless. But let's see. We got the Hag Hacker. This is awesome. This is a very good item to get. What this does is this pretty much one-shots hags. You notice the damage on it's not crazy high, but it does a ton of extra damage against hags. There's a lot of specialized equipment in the Betweenlands. We'll get another item scroll going. And you can see this life crystal is at 87%. This little bar denotes, where the life crystal percentage is at, which is right up here, and then where it's going to be after it runs this item scroll through, which will be down here. Oh, and you can actually get 2 life crystals if you have a crusher from Actually Additions or Immersive Engineering. You can get 2, which is interesting. But you can see right here, I was going to show you this recipe. If you have a life crystal that has everything drained out of it, you can actually apply white's hearts, and it's going to increase the amount by about 12.5 per white's heart. Oh, we got the white's bane. That is another good one. That one does a lot of extra damage against whites. I can't remember if they're one-shots or not with it. I'm going to have to double check on that, but it does do a lot of extra damage against whites. So now we have a specialized weapon for hags and for whites. And both of these can be coded in here. And I was thinking they could be repaired by the Animator, but they may not be able to be. I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, they may not be able to be. Because like the Valentine, I'm not sure if we can repair them in the Animator or not. It may just not be showing up, or it may not be possible. But those two, hags and whites, are probably the two worst enemies in the Betweenlands. Hags, of course, mainly because they swarm you down, and whites because they're just tricky. And later on, when we get into like the White's Fortress, they are very annoying. And having those two specialized weapons is going to be awesome. But I wanted to do these item scrolls with you because they're kind of like a loot box. They're kind of like, it's so exciting because there's one thing in particular I'm looking for, which I honestly, if I had to name the top 3 things that I wanted, these 2 things would definitely be up there because having those specialized weapons. But I want the Ring of Power. I also wouldn't mind the Swift Pickaxe, but if we don't get it, that's fine. But yeah, these scrolls can come out of any pots of chance, any loot chests, anything. You know, they can come from pretty much any source. The Swift Pick. We did not get the Ring of Power, but we did get the Swift Pick, which is awesome. And I think we got the Get Swifty advancement. Woo. Alright. By the way, I did get 2 advancements I wanted to mention between episodes. They're really minute ones. I want an amulet. That's another thing I want is an amulet socket, so I can make an amulet. But I got, right here, consume rotten food. Bad idea. And consume some Kiro Maw wing. So I got those because I was really needing food. And I was just trying to eat everything I could get my hands on it. And if we eat the Kiro Maw wing, you'll notice it says I'm not putting that anywhere near my mouth. We don't get any hunger back. We don't get any buffs or anything like that. It's just kind of wasted. But whoa. I just happened to see what the Kiro Maw wing is for, and look at that. There's one craft you can do with it. You have to hit stage creative first. Looks like a creative jetpack. And most everything here is unfamiliar. Okay, but anyways, I just wanted to show you guys how the Animator worked and check and see what was in those 3 things. The Swift Pick, I'll show you what that does real quick. And by the way, this thing you can coat with Scabbast as well. You can also cleanse that, which we'll get into probably later this episode, honestly. But I'll show you what this pick does. This pick is really awesome for the Betweenlands. It's pretty much like the end-all be-all of picks. Look at that. It's like super breaking speed. And if I recall, this works in the overworld as well, I do believe. And you can put middle gems into those as well. Into the White's Bane and the Hag Hacker and all that stuff. Even the Swift Pick, you can put a middle gem on there if you so desire, but I don't foresee myself using that as a weapon. And if you didn't see, I made a note about it last episode, but I ended up sticking a aqua gem on my Sentient bow, and it is very, very good because I can kind of get weakness on them from semi-range. I mean, the weakness doesn't last a super long time, but it lasts long enough, you know, that I can get a few hits in on them if it's like semi-medium-ish range that I'm hitting them from. So it is quite effective. Let's pop over here and let's see. I believe the Swift Pick works in the overworld too. Yeah, it works in the overworld too. So we have instant mining speed. I'm not gonna use it all the time because it'll run out. I mean, it's got 2500 durability, which isn't too bad, but I don't want to overuse it. Same with the White's Bane and the Hag Hacker. You'll notice those are only 32 durability. So I don't want to just overuse them. I kind of want to save these for like dungeons where we'll really need them, you know. Because honestly, the standard Betweenlands, if I'm not in a dungeon, Betweenlands is not too bad as long as I'm not like super tired and I'm paying attention, you know. And as soon as I'm not paying attention, that's when things get bad. So, but anyways, I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to do a bit more exploring, see if we can get some more item scrolls. Like I said, I'm really looking for the Ring of Power as well as amulet slots. I would really like to have some of those so we can start getting some amulets. Okay, I was out exploring, just kind of looking for pots of chance. By the way, I did craft up a Valentine shield, and I put a green gem on our boots so that we've got that boost whenever we're bouncing around. And I did die a couple times. One time I was just trying to get back to my body from the first death. but I ran into a tar beast, and they're slightly different. Next time I run into a tar beast, I'll make sure and catch it on camera. They do this attack where they like suck you in, and then all of a sudden I was just instant. So I've got to figure out exactly. They didn't have that mechanic, to my knowledge, when we came through on Divine Journey. So yeah, they're a little bit more involved now. But I wanted to bring you back. This is a ruin, and I actually just got an advancement called Ruined It, and for finding a ruin. Oh, and I got a Sentient Sword with a red gem, but it's actually not very effective in the Betweenlands, so I'm not going to use it. But look off there in the distance. That is a white tower. Or not a white tower, a dark tower, something like that. It's not a white fortress, it's something else, but I can't remember exactly. We'll find out whenever we get up close to it. But it's one of the dungeons in the Betweenlands. Cragrock Tower. That's what it is. But anyways, it's kind of dark. I do apologize. It's like nighttime-ish. But I was just kind of bouncing around here, looking for cool things to go check out. And here we go. We have found one. Okay, so the way these work, there is a spawner somewheres about in here. I think it's down. Yeah, I think it's downstairs. Actually, and it's a termite spawner, right? Yeah, I see it back there. Which these termites, they're not too strong. There we go. Let's deal with this thing. Oh, come on. No. Okay, let's get this thing broken. I should actually probably use the swift pick in here. Possibly, because it does break things instantly. Also, I'll tell you what, I made a Valentine pick. I might use that as we progress up. Or I might use the swift pick, I don't know. Ooh, item scroll. And breed donuts. Okay. I'll definitely keep that. But this is one of the stronger dungeons. It's not quite as powerful or as difficult or anything. Yeah, I see Chiromalls. It's not as difficult as the White Fortress. That place is a bit more legit. We're getting a ton of Octane and Slimerite. That's why I don't worry about mining that stuff too much, because our uses for that aren't like super crazy high at the moment. And I'll try to clear these guys out here. They're not super crazy high, and then in addition, we get a ton of it from loot as we explore for like item scrolls and stuff. Now this one, yeah, see, look at that. Swift pick breaks spawners instantly, which is quite good, actually. Let me, okay. I would actually probably benefit, I think, from, give me just a second here. Let me light this area up a little bit. And there's our pot of chance. Not a ton of termites spawning in this, which is good. Angry pebbles. Okay. I would probably benefit from switching over to the Valentine boots going through here. Some more defense. And let me go ahead and eat something. My nutrition is not up at the moment, as you can tell, because of my death, but I'm about to have grain, protein, and vegetable up. So that'll be alright. Okay, now up here we have Hags. I could use the Hag Slicer, which would make clearing this out actually fairly easy. But if I can just get up there with the swift pick, I think this is the last spawner that we have to tackle. Oh, no. You spawned right as I was about to break that spawner. There we go. No more spawner. I'm trying to keep the durability up on our Hag Hacker thing. And we'll just put that back. I don't think we have any more spawners left. Inactive, glowing. Oh, I hate these termites. They're kind of like silverfish. They're just kind of hard to hit. They don't do a ton of damage or anything. I'm going to have to go dump off my inventory after this dungeon, I do believe. Which I'm a little ways from our house, but it's basically just over the water. Oh, there is one more spawner? Is there? Or is this just like a... Yeah, there's a spawner up there, that's for sure. Which this is a new mob that we haven't encountered. Oh, that's not good. It's a new mob type that we haven't encountered on this Let's Play. We did encounter it on... there we go. Okay, I want to keep that put up, though, so we don't get a bunch of corrosion on it. Which actually, I guess, technically, it probably doesn't matter a whole lot if we get corrosion on that. Because it breaks everything, like, instantly, anyways. Oh, and you'll notice, whenever I try to hit things, I get, like, a little shimmer effect. That is because we cannot break things here. So it's not going to let us, like, I guess even put out the flames. One thing we can do, though, is we can place blocks, so that might be in our favor to do. And then these blocks we can break, so we can use that to our advantage. I kind of regret not making Betweenlands bow and stuff before we came here. Okay, they are almost dead. I've got one of them killed, and I think I'm out of arrows at the moment, but I've got more in here. Yeah, another stack and a half, so we'll be alright. Okay, there's another one down. And then we just have to deal with this one. Hoping we get some more item scrolls, though. There we go. Okay, that should be... Man, there's fire just everywhere at the moment. Is there still more stuff up there? Oh, I see an item scroll. Nope. Stop it. We got Pyrad Flames from that. That's what they were dropping. Tangled Root. Okay, let's see. Is it whites next? Because I'm thinking that it is. I'm going to grab... it sounds like whites. I'm going to grab the White's Bane and the Swift Pick. Oh, and by the way, we could use the sneaking thing to our advantage. See how they're not targeting me? I can just sneak right up here and then whack them. And then we could sneak up to this one and whack him. Oh no, there's something else, isn't there? That's why getting that White's Bane is going to be handy. Especially once we hit like the White Fortress and stuff. Where there's just like mass amounts of whites. Oh, there's another item scroll. Hi. And A Spectra Seeds. We're going to have to get into those soon. But that thing is pretty powerful. If you combo the sneak and the insta-kill factor of it. We have one more. Right there. Go. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, the top floor has 2 spawners, doesn't it? Okay, I tell you what. Let me grab the Hag Hacker and this. We're going to do this the awesome OP way. We'll just break that off. There we go. And then hacking time. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, we just got a bunch of advancements too. We'll just put those away for right now. And let's see, what all did we get? Complete a Cragrock Tower, slay a Swamp Hag with a Hag Hacker. Okay, and here we go. It's loot time now. So we got this and this. Of course, we're going to get Termites. These are like so common in those jars of chance. I totally got to go back and like dump off stuff. We'll save the chest for last. That's where all the good loot tends to be. God, I cannot hit those things. There is a special weapon for them too, if I recall correctly. Actually, if we look in the advancements, under Fighter, there's the Sludge Slicer. And then there is the Critter Cruncher. Yeah. So. both of which are pretty handy. We got 4 item scrolls so far, and we haven't even hit the chest yet. Okay, so chest time. We've got 2 weedwood chests here. First one, yes! Amulet Socket. Okay, and we got the Sludge Slicer. That's awesome. That's going to insta-kill sludges for us. Which we haven't actually encountered sludges yet. And that's just because we haven't really been in the right place for them, I don't think. But we'll make our way over there at some point. And then over here, this one was a little bit less nice. But we did get an Amulet Socket and we got 4 item scrolls. That is huge. That is going to come in super handy. Now, where exactly are we in relation to our home? Way in the south. Okay, I'm going to head north, I guess. I don't think there's anything else in the immediate vicinity. And we can... Oh, can we not break this yet? We should be able to break it, I should think. I also thought the weedwood chests were breakable, but I'm not sure. There might be a mob or something, like a termite that's just like loose down there or something. I don't know. It could be a multitude of different things like that. Also, these wisps, we're going to take them. And I should probably switch over these boots. This Valentine stuff's steadily taking some damage. I will say I've done a lot of exploring because I did some caving for quite a bit. And then I've been exploring and I died once in this armor. So, but luckily life crystals, we have a ton of these things. I want these for decor purposes. Is why I'm grabbing all of these, but because normally they're kind of hard to like sneak up on. You know, it is. Oh. See that like shaking effect? That's the tower. Because we've defeated it, see, everything's falling. You can see the blocks are crashing down. I didn't realize it did this. Because, see, whenever I first played through Betweenlands on Divine Journey, most of these structures weren't here. So, this is all fairly new. Which I think, yeah, see, we can break the blocks now. If we so desire. Okay, so let's head on back. And we're going to go see what our item scrolls have. I'm hoping we can get a Ring of Power out of it. There's also a chance we can get more item sockets. Which really, more items, or more sockets, it's not going to be crazy useful until we defeat our first boss. Yeah, see, there's a couple of these little ruins. That's what I was checking out, trying to find item scrolls. Of course, they're just the, hey, you know what? I did not, I guess, clear this one. Okay, so that one's cleared now. Or at least the spawner is gone. There's still a bunch of mobs lurking around here. Yeah, we got 22 wisps. Alright. Ooh, another swift pick. And a Ring of Power. Whoa! Okay, let me grab that last item. Let me grab this. I almost missed this one too. Because, like, if we hadn't come back, you know, straight north like this, I would have never even noticed it was here. And to have both of those things in there, another swift pick, is crazy. And the Ring of Power, okay, grants a bonus to all stats. You can hold shift a few more. We can equip it with the radial menu. Okay, here we go. We're going to set this one. Okay, I fixed that. So we can open this up right here, and we're going to say equip Ring of Power. And you can see it does have a durability. That's the only thing, so we're not going to keep it on all the time. I totally forgot. But we can use the Animator to repair it, like everything else. Right? Ooh, maybe we can't. We can put Unbreaking on it. I was thinking we could repair it, but a lot of that stuff, though, from the item scrolls, or that can come from the item scrolls, it can't be repaired through the Animator. That's why I'm happy that we found another swift pick. So, that, I'm going to reserve it. I mean, we're pretty God mode, unless it's a tar base that, like, one-shots me. We're pretty much God mode at this point, and in the Ring of Power, once we start hitting the bosses, there's 2 bosses, I think, currently in the Betweenlands, that we'll be tackling before too long. And so we'll save the Ring of Power uses for stuff like that, instead of wasting the durability on it. But who knows, we might get another one from our item scrolls. They're not, like, super rare, to my knowledge, but you'll notice the loot we were finding out of that tower, and then even those, like, little ruins, they're better than those little underground houses. Those things don't tend to be all that great. I mean, they're nice if you come across them, get some loots, get some pots of chance, maybe get an item scroll, but if you want the good stuff, you have to go out and, like, tackle the dangerous places of the Betweenlands. Oh, by the way, these mire snails, you can pick these up with carry-on. I don't have any inventory space at the moment, but you can pick them up, which is good. Okay, so we've got our item scrolls. We have 5 of them. Let's go ahead and dump these into here and get these going. Okay, we got another Hag Hacker, which I will definitely take. Let me dump some of this stuff out. I'm getting too many artifact pieces, like artifact weapons. That's good though, because like we're getting to the point we're going to stack up on these, and it's going to be quite amazing. It's going to be quite amazing indeed. We got a skull mask from this one, which is just, it's a headpiece we can put on, and you can see we get like a skull effect on our screen. It's actually pretty cool. That's what it looks like. Not a whole lot of armor value, but still kind of nifty. And I think, actually, I want to say that, is it whites don't attack you when you're wearing it? I may have to double check on that. Don't quote me on it. I'll check it here in just a second. Okay, it's, whites will still attack you, but they can't use possession on you is what it is. I seem to remember something like that, you know. But yeah, they can't use that possession attack on you. Which, if you're wearing like full green Valentine armor, you can kind of just whack them off, and it's kind of like freebie damage. So I don't mind the possession attack. I'd rather it be on me than another mob, in truth. Because it puts them right there in range of me, and I can just beat them to death. But still, the skull mask is kind of nice, and I love the visual effect on the screen. Maybe not the best for recording, but it's kind of neat. And we got another 3 amulet sockets now. That is awesome. And you can see right here, this life crystal's not going to make it for another round. But one thing that we can do, if we pull out, say, a white heart here, we can pop this on here and say it gives about 12.5 durability to the life crystal. So there we go. We'll get that going. This might actually run out of sulfur, possibly. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing back up with sulfur. That's one thing. Sulfur, I've been going back through and mining a lot of the deposits that I passed up early on because we're reaching the point where sulfur is kind of invaluable and kind of a necessity. Okay, so while this last one's running, we have this amulet, okay? And what we can do, 5 reed rope, which you get that from breaking, like, reeds. You're going to get it as loot. It's really, really common. What we can do is we can take this, and we can actually equip up to 3 amulets, but we're going to have to kill a boss before we can equip more than 1. You can actually have all 3 effects on your amulets, which is kind of awesome. But what we can do with this amulet is we can, what's this? Another Hag Hacker. Okay, I will take it. We still don't have a critter cruncher, but that's fine, because I hate hags, and these are one-shot hags, just all day. And with whites, if we use that sneak and then stab, like just a knife in the dark kind of thing, like insta-kill, they're so easy. Like, once we start going through the White Fortress. The worst thing, honestly, is those floating, like, pygmy druid things that shoot the fire. I hate those things. Cannot stand them, to say the least. They are a bit of a nuisance. Okay, so this amulet, what we can do is we can apply any of our middle gems to it. And it's going to basically give us the bonus effect. It does both effects. So it also has the gem circle effect, too. So if I have, say, a blue gem in this, I'm going to take more damage from red. I'm going to deal more damage to green kind of a thing. Or, I'm sorry, I'm going to deal more damage to red if I'm using aqua, let's say. I'm going to deal more damage to red and take more from green. So it's going to have, you know, that full effect on it. As well as the tool and the armor effects. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to put blue on this. In fact, we're going to be a blue gem. Is what we're going to do. And then what we can do is we can, I believe we can just right-click... No, we have to use the radial menu. That's fine. We'll go ahead and just equip that. And there we go. Clean that bling. And now we have it equipped. And in addition, once we kill a boss, we're going to get... I can't remember what it's called. The Amulet... Amulet slot from the Betweenlands. And basically this thing has like a durability. I want to say the durability is like 30, 20, something like that. 40 maybe? I don't know. And then you can actually put mending on it, which would be awesome. That would be awesome to have. Of course, we don't have mending books at the moment, but if you put mending on that would be really handy because it doesn't have a whole lot of durability. It's really, really low, but it uses, each time you apply extra amulet slots to yourself, I believe it consumes 5 durability. And then if you put them on a companion, which there are companions you can get in Betweenlands, like little minions, if you put that on a minion, it consumes 1, because you can equip amulets to minions. We'll cover that stuff later. I'm not worried about covering that right now, but you can use 5 durability and give yourself an extra amulet slot, up to 3 slots. So you could actually have one of all the different colors of amulets on. So you would have all these different effects, which I want to say would actually nullify any damage increases or reductions across all the amulets. If you had all 3 of them equipped, I think it actually just nullifies that. And then you would have all these different effects on your attacks and your when you're attacked. So it's quite useful. And if you notice, I actually have a little blue gem circling me right now for my amulet. So, and now anytime that a mob wants to mess with me, I have a chance to weaken them when I attack them and a chance to gain defense when I'm attacked, which actually gives you resistance too. It's actually what I have on my bow because it's nice for kind of weakening them as they come in. It gives them about like 5 seconds of like weakness, and then you can run in and just beat them down real quick. So it's quite useful. Anyways, I'm going to go do a bit more exploring. There is still a couple other dungeons that we need to find. I'm just kind of exploring. This may end up being the whole episode. It's just exploring the Betweenlands and checking out some of the, the world gen structures. So I'm going to go dump my inventory and stuff and stock back up on things. And I need to try to get my nutrition situated. It's getting close, except fruit. I need to make, like, pie, apple pie, or something. Because this isn't too involved to make. In truth, that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to be my new food. Moving over from, the melons for right now, but because you can cook it in these as well. But anyways, I'll be back here in just a bit when I find something cool. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to repair this helmet because it's starting to get low. You can see the life crystals like, no, I don't have enough. So I'm going to throw a new one in here. That's why I've been farming these things up. And that's because I knew we were going to need them. But as this thing runs, you'll see, that's how much sulfur it's going to take. It shouldn't take a whole lot of the life crystal. I'm thinking maybe around 15% to fully repair this Valentine. So, yeah. By the way, the Sentient Swords, you can repair these. Like, this one has a crimson gem on it. This one has nothing. You can, like, if I wanted to repair this, I can just put these in the crafting grid and fully repair it. So, that's just a heads up on that. But, yeah, see, there we go. Full Valentine, and we're at 77% on our life crystal. So, that's something I'm going to have to, like, mine up more of them over time. But if we just keep our stuff kind of topped off, it saves us on Valentine, because that stuff is, while not being terrible at this point, once you have a full set, I've got 5 right there, and I can go get more, because I'm not at the point where I'm, like, scared of going underground right now. But life crystals, I will say life crystals are so much easier if you get a full set of Larker skin, which I might actually have the stuff for that. Let me try that real quick. And you can put gems on these too. And just bear in mind, like, even stuff outside the mod, pretty much everything can take gems. Now, Tinker's Constructs does not work with gems, so just a heads up on that. But there we go. There is our full Larker skin. This stuff actually looks really cool too. I'm kind of excited to be getting this. Check that out. It's like, it kind of reminds me of like a ninja armor set or something. But this stuff, watch what happens when I jump in the water with this. It's pretty awesome. Like, look at this. That's how to get around in style. And you'll notice my air is very slowly going down. And in addition, it does increase our mining speed underwater. So you can see how fast I broke that gem. Like, if you really want to get serious about middle gems and having a lot of them on hand, especially once we get into, like, alchemy and stuff, Larker skin armor is your best friend. So, once you come up out of the water, you'll notice I get really slow, though. But it does require the full set. You don't get anything from just wearing, like, partial pieces. But in addition, this stuff also makes... I'm going to run out of... I need to upgrade this backpack between cuts. I'm going to start running out of space here. I need to dump off some of this stuff because I'm not wearing iron and stuff anymore. And I'm not going to worry about repairing these boots because I only use them in, like, serious combat situations. But, yeah. That stuff is really good if you're mining, like, life crystal that's underwater. so nice because Life Crystal, it's generally kind of dangerous because it's like in underwater caves and stuff like that, and you don't want to drown. But that stuff, you just pretty much like break stuff instantly, and it's great. It really is good. And especially with the portal tree in a place like this, makes farming this stuff super easy. Oh, and one other thing before I forget, because I may forget whenever we go over it later. Once we get into the Amulet Booster, so you can have, you know, like 2 or 3 of them equipped, because it's like 5 durability per time that you use it. So you can actually use it twice. 3 is the maximum. You can only have 3 amulets equipped at a time. But one thing to note that I forgot to mention is those do vanish when you die. So if you have 3 amulet slots and you die, then you lose those 2 additional amulet slots. Now, you do get your amulets back. They're not wasted, or they shouldn't be wasted. It could be a bug. Who knows? But, yeah, they shouldn't get wasted. So you should get your amulets back, but you are going to have to repop that amulet item if you want those 3 effects again, this amulet slot. So putting mending on that would be kind of handy if we can get a mending book, but that's not at least until the next age, I think. But anyways, I'll be back once I find cool things. Okay, I was doing a bit of bouncing around. I did upgrade my backpack, by the way. So this is fully upgraded. The next tier is diamond. But I came across this. It kind of looks like just a chunk of rock, right? But if we pop over... Let's pop right over here. You'll notice that it has what looks like an eye or something right over there, right? This is an idol head, like skull dungeon. There we go. We got the idolized achievement. Now, if we pop our advancement, you can see the eyes are blocks of octane, so we can go ahead and grab those. Okay, it actually took a little bit of finagling, but you can see that if we come down directly underneath the statue, kind of where it's sitting on the mud, there's a weedwood chest buried underneath this. And you can see the loot in here is not too bad. We got octane arrows, item scroll, we got an amulet socket, some octane ingots, and 3 white's hearts. That's really not that bad. It's not too bad considering this dungeon actually doesn't have much in the way of anything protecting it, you know? It's mainly just all this water that's in my way. So anyways, there's 3 different ones of those, 3 different appearances. So just a heads up, make sure and get that loot from underneath those idol heads. And I will say, once we get to the white castle, or the white fortress, there's actually hidden loot in that too. Betweenlands likes its hidden loot, you will come to find. I hate this stuff. Oh, and there's also a ruin right here. Nothing too crazy, but there are some pots of chance around this. Oh, and we got the, that right there, that flower that I just broke. I don't know if you saw it. The weeping blue petal. This can be used to our decay bar. We will get back a little bit of decay as well as some hunger. We kind of get a decay regeneration effect for a minute, as you can tell. Elixir of ripening. 30 seconds it's going to restore decay. Those things aren't super common. I honestly probably shouldn't have popped them, but actually there's one right over here. These right here, that's where you get the weeping blue petals. But anyways, I'm going to keep popping around. I'm going a little bit of a distance here, but I'm going to keep looking for stuff. This is the biome I was looking for. Oh, and there's actually Galahad's body. I don't want to interrupt with it. And there is... Who is this? Garlic in your eyes body. And over there there's another garlic in your eye body. Uh-oh. This isn't going to be... Oh, this is going to be bad. Oh, man, are you serious? Ah. Oh, that mud is terrible. I really should have just grabbed my slicer out. I would have had time to open up my bag before I died. But I was being difficult. Man. And I was pretty far out, too. You could see, I mean, he wasn't doing a ton of damage to me. That was just me being dumb. We're going to make our Weedwood Rowboat real quick. Because I'm going to have to go a decent ways off in this direction. And I want to show you how these things work if you're not familiar, because they are very unique. The way it works is you have your A key and your D key. And, oh, I need to get going because there's fish. Basically it works like a rowboat. So D controls your right hand. A controls your left hand, and if you pull both of them at the same time, you're going to go straight back, and then you can turn by just hitting one of them. Which you can tell the water's... It's kind of buggy looking because you can see the water texture is like missing when you're in this. But this boat does move very, very quick once you get your speed going. So you can actually get across these big water lakes fairly quick. I honestly was not expecting to die. It drives me insane. You can see there's another rowboat that I had. It's hard to tell kind of where the... I don't know why I came out here without tools. That was smart of me too. I'm glad I did that, but whatever. Anyways, I'll be back once I get back to my stuff. Which I have a long... I might actually die. I shouldn't have come out here without tools. Okay, I just made it back to my body. I had to actually punch a couple anglerfish to death, and it was terrible. For the record. Oh, that's what we're looking for. Good. And I need to get out of this mud. Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Go, go, go. God. And there's another Faraday. There's a Faraday death marker. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I actually managed to hoof that on foot, which was terrible for the record. Now that peat mummy, that's what I was looking for. And you can see it's steadily trying to make its way over here. Now I need to re-equip my amulet. Let's see if we can weaken this guy a little bit. I need to actually eat food. Oh god. What's that do? They didn't used to do that. Whoa! Oh god! I don't want it. I do not want that. Whatever. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get up here. Let's get up here where it's a little bit safer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly know what that does. But yeah, this guy and that thing bouncing around down there, these are two things that I was looking for, actually. From this angle. Oh, well, he's coming now. There he is. And you'll notice knockback does not work on these guys. Like, they are coming for you. Alright. They have a ton of health, and the thing is, like, these are like the weak versions. Later on, not yet. Later on, we're going to get into the stronger versions, but that's going to be a little bit away for us. These guys aren't too bad if you can range them down, or if you can, like, pillar up and take them out. Okay, he is dead. Okay, now I should have some sludge balls around here, but, oh, okay, right here. We're going to grab those items, and then these guys bouncing around. I want to take them out. Okay, now, let's see. Did they drop what I'm looking for? Sludge balls. Okay, we can combine these, we can smelt them to make the sludge jello, and then we can combine that to make the sap jello, which restores, I believe it's 2 decay per time that you eat it, and it also restores more hunger. You know, it restores 2 hunger and 4 saturation. In addition, now I hear more, I guess, down below me. By the way, that mummy dropped shimmerstone. Okay, this stuff, we're going to use this to make mummy bait. That's to summon the strong mummy, which we're not going to do yet. It's a very tough boss. Very, very tough boss. Probably the harder of the bosses, I'd say. In the Betweenlands. So... by the way, those slimes, or those sludges, in case you didn't watch Divine Journey, oof, God, I hate... See, whenever they're... Oh my gosh. If I can get out... There we go. God. This place is terrible. As you can tell, this sludgy dirt, though, you can actually... Make sure I'm safe here. Okay, there's some dirt I can stand on. I can actually use this. But this sludge, you can harvest it with a shovel, kind of like you would snow. and you're going to get sludge from that as well. So, like in Divine Journey, we had it set up so that we had like a sludge farm where they would hop around, and then we could just harvest the sludge. So you can do something like that. I'm actually kind of worried about this. There are some boots, right, that I could use to get across this better. I think it's the Boots of the Marsh Runner, which we're going to have to get the Biomes, which comes from Alchemy, the Alchemy system, which we really need to get into. Ooh, I want to go... Ooh, there's a tar beast, though. And this really isn't the ideal biome to be trying to take on tar beasts, for the record. It's not ideal. Okay, but here's a little structure. We can go ahead and check this out. Cannot believe I died. Oh, it frustrates me so much. So anyways, down inside of this mud brick, there is pots of chance. Deal with that little guy. So let's see if we get anything good out of these. I saw some Valentine, which will come in handy. Mud bricks, angler tooth arrows. Yeah, nothing too crazy. And there's another one right over here. Oh, and there's a peat mummy. Which these guys are like a 3x3 in size. So they're a little bit easier to kind of hold back. You notice this one's having... Oh, that scream. That's what that scream does. It makes him go fast. Oh, this is going to be bad. Yeah, I knew it. Oh, I fell off the house. Ugh. Okay, I'll be back once I get back over there. I'm going to get out of that area because it's all around bad news, and I really don't need to be there until we make our boots to get around that area easier. I don't know why I keep doing that. So I'll be back here in just a bit. I'm going to get my stuff and I'm going to get out of there. And you know one thing that would actually help a ton, I just got back to my body, not using this sword. I really need to... I mean, this sword's okay. Tinker's Construct doesn't really seem to be nerfed in the Betweenlands. That's why I've been using it, because it's XP for the sword. But I really think I should be using my Valentine with the green gem. And that's going to make a big difference. So, yeah, I need to quit derping. And I need to get out of this biome into something a little bit more friendly for us until we get those boots. Once we get those boots, it's not going to be so bad, but... Yeah, this sword is a lot better. It keeps me full health because of all the healing that it gives. Who's this? Faraday? There's a lot of graves around this marsh. A lot of people died around here. But anyways, I'm going to do a bit more exploring, plus it's getting really dark on here. And I will be back here in just a bit. That's what I came across. A tar beast. We have not fought one of these things on camera, and we really should. They are mean. And last time they wrecked my face with this one attack they did where they pulled me in, and it was not happy times, to say the least. Oh, what are you doing down there? And I mean, like, I was trying to get away, like it like vacuumed me in, and I was trying, like, that attack. There we go. Whatever that attack is, it insta-killed me last time. So, just be aware. It hits like a truck, whatever it is. So, the rest of him, like his attacks and stuff, weren't too bad to dodge. But that one vacuum attack, like, you have to be ready for it and you have to get out of there, like ASAP. It's not as bad when I'm kind of here at a range. Honestly, I think ranging these guys down is probably your best bet. They're pretty tough, and they have a lot of health. Which I will say this bow is nerfed, but I haven't got around to making a Betweenlands bow. I'm hoping to make one whenever I go back to do TC stuff and everything. Because I did kill some dragonflies. And got some dragonfly wings and all that good stuff. Which are needed to make the arrows. Because I was wanting to stock up on that stuff. There we go. Fearless Fighter. Awesome. And what I was wanting from him is this right here, the tar drip. Because we can use this, for one, to make a tar minion, but also to make... oh, we need a tar beast heart, though, not a tar drip. Did he not drop the heart? Because I sure hope he didn't. I have my sword put up right now, just so it doesn't take any corrosion, because I'm starting up a recording there, but... after looking around, this is my 5th marsh area, which is like, if you notice at the left there, I don't want to turn my camera too much. If you notice at the left there, that's the terrain. It's like marshy. It's a lot of like water with little patches of land, but not quite like that like sludge swamp thing. That's probably the worst biome, I will say, because those mummies and those slimes, and you can't move. It's pretty much like Dark Souls going through there until you get those boots. If I recall those boots, you can actually move through that area pretty easily. But I've been looking around. This is what I've been looking around for. 5th marsh. Finally found one. That right there. That is the other... Well, there's actually... Technically, there's a sludge dungeon that we have not found yet. Which I'm not excited about. Sludge dungeons are tough. But this dungeon right here, this is the White Fortress. This is the big culmination dungeon of the Betweenlands at the moment. Now, I will say, I know the Betweenlands is not finished. I know that the mod author is working on like the Primal White fight and all this stuff, which is going to have some really cool effects to the world. Like, for example, I know whenever it's implemented, no longer will whites spawn in the Betweenlands once it's killed. Like, they will only spawn in the Nether Then, which is a new type of white. But anyways, that's future planned content. But right now, this building is the culmination of Betweenlands exploration. This is the White Fortress. And this is where one of the 2 bosses for the Betweenlands is housed. And personally, I think this boss is easier. It's easier than the other boss. The other boss is nasty, in my opinion. I don't like peat mummies, so if that tells you anything. But this dungeon is... It's pretty extensive. As you can tell, it's a really big structure. It's larger than that Crag Rock tower. There's also a couple secret rooms which we're going to tackle, and there's multiple floors with a big boss and a special sword at the end of it. So lots to look forward to. But I know that this episode is about wrapping up point. Way to leave off on a cliffhanger, right? Next episode, whenever we start out, we are going to start out with Tinker's Constructs. We're going to upgrade our sword. Bone long sword. It's not really cutting it anymore. I will say, I mean, the Valentine Sword, we're probably going to be using this as we go through that dungeon because it's got the healing effect, which is really nice. But I wouldn't mind having a nice Tinker's Construct sword because I don't want to use my Valentine Sword just all the time. Even though I guess really I should be because the durability's good. Yeah, I really should be using that more. But I think the main reason I haven't been using it as much is because I use this for all my navigating. So it's really awkward to try to swap between swords and try to fight and jump and all that. So I end up just sticking with the bone longsword way more than I should, so. But at the same time, we won't be doing a whole lot of bouncing in there. But so next episode, we will come back to this place after we do the Tinker's Constructs, and we are going to tackle this dungeon, take out the boss, and get kind of the epitome sword of Betweenlands. And it's awesome. Just wait. It's exciting. So, anyways, we'll check that stuff out next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Sorry that I derped and I died. I'm up to 15 deaths. I'm pretty noobish today. I did really, really bad the last like couple days, but I just keep dying, and I don't know why I was hanging out in that sludge swamp. After I got that sludge mummy, I don't know what I was doing, why I was there. I was just like, chance pots. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. I look forward to tackling this dungeon. It's going to be exciting. And then, honestly, depending, after we do the Tinker's Constructs next episode, we may go ahead, get into a little bit of Alchemy, Betweenlands Alchemy, before we tackle this dungeon. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really feel like we necessarily need it, because the main thing in this dungeon, the main enemies are going to be whites. and hags, and guess what? We can deal with those like it's going out of style. There's also, I think there's termites and maybe a couple other things, and then the boss, but we may delve slightly into alchemy. We'll see. So anyways, I hope you guys join me for that. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I will see you guys next time.